What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series, and this is Discord Friday. If you guys did not see my video earlier this week of my interview with Roe Andy, Discord member, please watch that, and I'll leave it in the description below. Click that link, watch it, guys. I know these interviews are probably over 30 minutes, but they were so much information in them, all right? These people that are taking their time out to be interviewed, and they're giving out a lot of information. And the thing that I like is when you watch these interviews, there is so much differences from my warehouse. When something comes up that is so much different, you're going to hear me talk about it. I'm going to stop them right there, and we're going to sit there and talk about it because I like to know the differences from one warehouse to the other. And it's just interesting. I like it, guys. If you're in the warehousing business and you're here, obviously, because you're watching this channel, you're definitely going to like these interviews. Subscribe to the channel. Guys, donations, I appreciate it. Join that Discord. Give me a thumbs up, comments, and let's get on to today's video. All right, guys, so the first couple pictures we're going to look at is from Dry Goods, and it's from the same selector. And when I look at this, I just smile. What do you see? All right, if you've watched any of my selection videos, this looks identical to my work. All right, and I don't, if this is your work and you, just post in the comment section below, were you selecting like this before you saw my videos, or is this my method that you're using? Because your palette looks identical to mine. Keeping cases pointing in, smaller cases in the middle, nice big strong cases pointing inwards. We got a nice solid base, guys. Even though we column stack, we get that. This, and remember, guys, I'm going to point this out every single time. This hanging into this gap is tying in. Please remember that, all right? Because everybody thinks this is the only way to tie in. No, when you take weight off of this corner and bring it into this gap, remember, and then we stay with that. See that? So we got weight just, and you could see the corner almost rocking in slightly. And that's taking weight off the corner and bringing it back towards the middle of the pallet. Because remember, this is our focus line right here. This is what we want to focus on. We want to focus on cases slightly leaning towards this part of the pallet. And they did just that. Look right here, guys. A little bit of a higher corner, lower inside. It could be just a fraction. All right, now picture this case on the outside and that white case on the inside. You might have a little bit of slight lean going outwards. You always want high corners, low inside, nice solid base, straight up the middle with the little cases, or high C's are on both sides, the Colade jammers or whatever they are. You know, we got an Arizona T on both sides. I love it. This is such a great build. And let's get on to the next picture. All right, guys, so same palette, and we're looking at the back now. I just love it. All right, I was just talking to somebody, we had a one-on-one conversation with someone. Guys, if you want to talk to me, I just ask for a small donation and just come in, and we'll spend 40 minutes talking to each other on Discord or Zoom, whatever you want to do. But I just talked about this little opening here. Guys, when people have little openings, they get so fixated. I got to get a case to fit in there. No, you don't. All right, let's just bridge some cases from this case and this case and cover that gap. And now we don't have to worry about it anymore. And then we took a nice big case and tied it all in. I love this palette. This person just did it great, guys. If you work in dry goods, just please keep looking at this. See how we got our Arizona T's on all four corners? There is an Arizona T behind that one. You don't see us like jamming them all together or column stacking them or they're going to fall over. We separated them on all three corners, three of the four corners. Separated our small cases to make sure that we're, just evening out the cases throughout the back of the pallet there. Frosting in the middle, nice skinny case in the middle. I mean, just a great job. Let's look at your last one. I'm not sure if this is a different order, but I like this as well. This is from the same selector. And the reason why I like this, it just shows you when you have lighter cases, you could column stack, guys. You do not have to tie these Roman noodles in. Just column stacking and be done with it. They're not going anywhere. We got big solid cases on the bottom that are not tipping. This is not going to make this tip. All right, we got that nice solid base and we just column stacked, and this is where you make your times at. This is fast-paced selecting right here, and I'm glad you posted your pictures. Now, the next couple pictures, this same person took in their warehouse. And guys, and it's not, and I don't know this person, obviously this isn't from my warehouse, but it's not that this selector doesn't care. So immediately when somebody sees something like this, they're like, oh, they don't care. I look at it like, okay, either A, they don't care, or B, they just were never properly trained. Now, I think they care. I just think they struggle once they get to these waters. And why do I think they care? Is because they're base. They took the time. Look at their first 3 layers. All right, we got the salt, and we got these juices down here, and then we got waters, and then we got peanut butter jelly and stuff right here. We're very nice up to this point right here. So, I mean, we're coming out a little bit. We're rocking out a little bit. So to you guys, new selectors, just make sure you're just snugging these cases together. See all the gaps in between the waters? They should be nice and snug together so we're not getting this rock out. And then with the peanut butter, we even came out even more. We lipped out even more. And there's no need to, because we have gaps in between these cases. So there's no need to go out. Imaginary line the whole way up the pallet, and you can see we're not anywhere close to that imaginary line. So once again, is this a person that doesn't care or just was not properly trained? I believe that they weren't properly trained, because I think that they tried hard on their base and then they struggled whenever they got with all this stuff, and maybe frustration kicked in. They got a little bit frustrated, so all right, so someone called me out on frustrated. I'd say frustrated and frustrated. It's a Pittsburgh East things, guys, and sometimes I spell it wrong, and I laugh when people point me out on that. It's just a Pittsburgh East thing. So, but I think they got frustrated and they just started throwing stuff up here. But this is a good base and just someone that is not stacking well because they probably just don't know how. We're going to look at the side of this pallet. We're looking at a different pallet here. And once again, now this here is just possibly someone that just wasn't trained properly. And I don't care. I mean, guys, look, what do you see? Anytime you put cases like this in this part of the pallet, you're forcing yourself out to have small corners. And I think too many new selectors are fixated with stacking in the middle of the pallet first, because they're so afraid they're not going to be able to hit that up at a later time if they get the perimeter of the pallet too high. But yeah, this is just inexperience. I look at this as inexperience. It's not properly trained. And it's definitely somebody that, because look, they focused on trying to keep this level right here. And even though they're hanging off, they still wanted to keep their corner level. And it is what it is, guys. But this is just not having a system and not being properly trained. And as you can see, the side of the pallet, same thing, guys. You want to keep long cases out of the X and cross, or the cross and T that I talk about. You don't want this case here. You want these cases on the corner facing in, or even on the back. So, okay, so look, he turned his case. He realized his case was sticking out way too far, so he at least turned it. So that shows me there that there's at least an effort. All right, this case is sticking out too far. Maybe if I turn it upright, maybe I can get a case in here to line up with that. This is a person that just was not properly trained, in my opinion. If we would have just took this case out, we could have took this noodle and stuck it on the back corner, facing back, tied onto these, and we could have a nice strong corner. This is someone that wasn't properly trained, in my opinion. So anytime you guys see something like this, don't automatically assume that this person just don't care or they suck at building. They just weren't properly trained. Guys, think about it. I'm 44 years old. When I grew up, we had blocks, we had Legos, we had Lincoln Logs, we had all that stuff to build with. We were constantly building as kids. What are you new generation guys growing up on? You're growing up on this. You're growing up on your phone. You're growing up on stuff that doesn't require you to stack and build and stuff like that. That's all we did as kids. It's a new thing, new generation. You guys are learning on technology instead of hands-on. And I just think that it's no fault of your own. It's just something that you guys need to experience yourself and have a little better training, in my opinion. This is bad training. All right, I like this pallet right here, and I'm going to tell you why. Because these styrofoam containers would not fit on here any better than this if we did not have a level base. This person definitely focused on having a level base. They knew probably in this part of the warehouse that we get these styrofoam containers probably every order. And I say that all the time. You guys got to learn your warehouse. 90% of the stuff that you throw on your pallet goes out at the same time every single order you do. And this person focused on a nice solid base. It might have been taken, hey, we had a couple extra cases, we threw them on our jack and we'll throw them on later. I don't know. Was it? I don't know. But they focused on a nice level playing field so they could throw these styrofoam cases on there and not be all over the place with it. Very nicely done. All right, Jeremy posted this one, and I can't stand this. All right, there's no need for this. This is stupid. This is just dumb. If anything, these onions and possibly some potatoes here should have been stacked on a pallet, and this blueberry should have been stacked on top of the onion or the potatoes. And if your warehouse is having you do this, and they got some major issues going on here. Jeremy, you posted this. Let me know in the comment section below. Do the blueberries come before potatoes? And is this all one pallet here? If it is, how would I do it, guys? If I had a full thing of blueberries like this, I'm stacking them all on one side of the pallet and leaving the other side open for potatoes. This is just stupid. I hope this is 2 pallets and combined it into one, and this is just not 1 pallet. Now, this would drive me nuts if this is how you guys stack. And then you got apple cider. Oh my God, apple cider is so freaking hard, or heavy rather. I thought that was apples at first, and now it's apple cider. And then we get more blueberries. This isn't a blackberry, blueberry. It's another type of berry. Something's up here. This is not how this is selected. I don't know what's going on here. Jeremy, help me out in the comment section below. But awful. Take some pride in your work, guys. I talk about pride all the time. Stacking this stuff on top of here is not pride. This is, I don't give a crap, you know, that I'm going to crush all these blueberries or whatever they are. It's ridiculous. I don't like it at all. All right, this one right here is also from Jeremy's warehouse, and I told him that I actually like this, and I'll tell you why. So the reason why I put this picture on is because you guys always hear me criticize breaker pallets and slip sheets. Well, I like both of them for a reason. One, we have a bag up here, and we have open boxes. So we put a slip sheet up here so this bag doesn't sink down inside. It's not going to crush the apples, but it's just to the point that we're protecting the product down there. And I like that they put the slip sheet up there. So I do like the slip sheet. And I do like the breaker pallet. Why, guys? Is because I can see, I grew up. I selected in our warehouse where this is considered warm stuff and this is considered cold stuff. And if you're going to separate it with a breaker pallet, I think it's actually not bad. Do you need it? I don't know. Because even if the apples and stuff fit properly right on top of this, if this part of the warehouse is in a warmer section and this is in a colder section, and stuff possibly starts getting warmer, it possibly sweats onto the potato bags. It's a possibility, guys. So I don't mind the breaker pallet right here. And do we have a slip sheet in there too? I do. I truly believe anytime you use a breaker pallet, you should be using a slip sheet before you throw the breaker on. All right, guys, and the last picture I'm going to look at is this one right here. And the only reason why I posted this is because I saw Jeremy, once again, guys, if you don't know Jeremy, he's a very active person over on Discord. He works in a freezer perishable warehouse. And I do like when he chimes in. He's got 10 plus years in the warehouse, so he's definitely a person that knows what he's doing. And he drew a circle around these 4 cases and showed them coming down here. And I agree with him 1000%. I would have done the same thing. Anytime I can make my base stronger, I'm going to make my base stronger. So even if you threw these 2 cases and then these 4 came and they line up perfectly with these, I'm moving them. I'm going to take these 4 cases, swap them out, drop these 4 cases down, make a nice solid base up to here, and then I'm going to throw those 2 vacate cases back on. You guys may think it may take a long time, but I could do that all in less than 10 seconds. And it's going to make my pallet that much stronger. We're not going to have that gap here. And we're not going to have to worry about stuff rocking. Now, this looks like it made it out the door all right, but I'm just telling you, 10 seconds to make this base that much stronger, it is well worth it. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed Discord Friday. If you're not a member, please subscribe to the channel and please join Discord Friday, or Discord rather. And you guys, I promise you, you're going to be very happy that you guys are here if you're a new selector. There's so much help over on Discord. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.